recording. So, hey, everybody, welcome to the Go Team Coach Call on the 3rd of August. Y'all can't believe we're in August. And just so you know, it is my birthday month. So if you do have any presents you want to just throw my way, you can totally do that. And it just doesn't have to be limited to the 20th. It can be like all month, really. It just can be, so just totally get it. Bonnie, we'll celebrate you too. That's great. Yeah. See, Tyler, dude, see, oh man, all these good people born in August. Very, very good. All right, well, so welcome everybody. Just want to say, hey. My name is Dan, and you do have access to a chat. If you're new to the call, we've got some new, let's see, we got some new coaches. There is a chat feature. So on the phone or the iPad, it's a little bit different than the desktop version, but you can find it under, I believe it's the More feature. It's usually like More, and there's like 3 little dots. And you can sometimes find the chat underneath there. All right, so if you have questions, we do have everybody muted right now. I'm just the one talking because we've realized that when we have a lot of people on the calls, it can be a lot of extra noise, and we love your kids. We just don't love to hear them during the call. You know what I mean? All right, so anyway, wanted to ran behind her. No problem, Jay. Here we go. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit first here. Want to give us our mission. And so I think it's really important. So if you're in the Army, any military folk here? Any weird? Let's see. So Bailey says iPad on the top under participant. Yeah, there you go. Anybody military? Anybody have any military-ness? I know we do have one, but I'm not sure he's on the call yet. He was supposed to make it tonight, a new coach. So it is very good. Okay, but if you have a mission, right, and there's clarity to the mission, then the troops tend to rally and they tend to do a great job because they feel like they're making progress towards that endeavor. But when the mission is unclear, that's when things get a little bit wacky, and then people, and then that's when morale fades, energy fades, all those things. So let's keep clear every week if we can, guys, very specifically what our mission is all about. So here's what we're going to do. Very quickly, we're going to read this all together. I'm going to unmute you all. You always get ready. Here we go. So we're going to read the Team Beachbody exists to go. Help
fulfilling
their goals.
Their goals and enjoy a healthy, fulfilling life.
Awesome. Very good. Hold on. Very good. That was epic, and I'm sure you're all going to tell your friends about how we just did a group read there. That was great. Okay, so that's why we exist. We exist to help people achieve their goals, not our goals. Not, make me money, help me. Yeah, we're going to help them achieve their goals. And as we add more value to more people, guess what? We make money. And it's really cool because guess what? Folks, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to inform you this. If you didn't know this, this is in fact a business. What? Yes, it's true. It's a business. So we can't just go, well, we're just going to have a lot of fun together. It's awesome. This is great. We're going to have a great time. Then, yeah, we can have a great time. But it still is a business. And so we want to help people achieve their goals. And we want to have this mission set before us all the time. That's what I'm going to try to, we started like this, and I kind of got away from it. I'm going to come back to it. I want to refresh that every week so we know what we're doing here. All right. Then, so that's our mission. That's the kind of like what we're out to do. This is how we do it. Okay, our process. So let's talk a little bit about this real fast. And there's been some tweaks since we originally did this. We got a new graphic, if you guys saw that in the Coach Club. So we are on the left side. Customer Cycle starts with a free group, free support group. So those of you who have trouble inviting, you're scared. You're like, oh my gosh, I totally could never invite anybody to anything. I just feel horrible. If I'm asking any money for anything, it'd be horrible. Okay. Your free group's for you. We're going to start with there. And then we're going to equip you so you can be able to feel more comfortable about adding value to people. So when it is time to ask for people to join you in something that would actually earn you commission, it's going to be less forced, and it's not going to be this weird thing because you're already adding value to your tribe. Emily, Allison, we talked about this particularly. I'm going to call you out on this in a good way. We talked about one of the issues sometimes you have is the fact that you're worried about, oh man, I'm just worried people, it's kind of comes off salesy. But if we build that tribe and that trust that we talked about last week. So if you missed last week's brilliant call that Jason Schubring hosted about hosting your free group, you can go into the Go Team Coach Club and look under the Files tab. Now, you have to do this on a computer, not on mobile. Very difficult to find with mobile, and I don't think it really works very well. But if you go into the Go Team Coach Club on a computer, you go into the Files tab, and you hit the file that says, there's a document that says Team Call Recordings. You find last week's, it's titled, Starting Your Free Support Group. Bam! That's where you want to go. Okay, take a look at that, and it's awesome. We move that into a 6-day reset group. More news on that coming soon. 21-day challenge is after that. We invite people from that, from the 6-day into the 21-day. And then coach opportunity. And there's lots of different options that we're going to talk about a little bit later with regards to the coaching opportunity. 3-day sneak peeks, webinars, that kind of stuff. And then somebody becomes a coach. Flip over to the other side, the coach cycle. They start at the top, number 1, and you've got specifically a GSR call. Raise your hand in the chat if you have done a GSR call. Hand raise, please. Have you done a GSR call? Cool. That's cool, Bailey. Yep. Okay. If you have not yet done a GSR call, and if you're a brand new coach, that's totally cool because it's probably not, you're still kind of getting your feet set. But I would say within the first 2 weeks, you should have a GSR call. Absolutely. So make it work. You may have been on vacation, or your coach may have been on vacation. Get that set up, get rocking it, make it happen. Okay. So that's good stuff. GSR, which means getting started right call. Okay. Then we move into number 2, 5-day jump start. And that is us really getting kind of our feet wet with the guide that you're going to get from your GSR call. That's great. Moving into what's called Rock the Basics. Rock the Basics is training that we've got coming through, and that's going to be awesome. You'll have it, and it will help you be completely, a little bit more in-depth trained for what you need to do. Then we move into what's called Emerald Ranked, and we've got currently what's called a 5-day push to Emerald, and some of you in this group have participated in that, and you achieved the Emerald rank. So congrats on that. And finally, we call it, this is a high performance training, okay? So what we are going to do is help you with that. We're going to talk a little bit about high performance as well here in a second. So that's our process. Let's welcome a shout out quickly to the new coaches. New coaches, if you are a new coach within 1 month, please raise your hand in the group. And you can do that multiple ways. I think there's actually a flag. Is there a little flag that's still anymore? I don't think there is. Carol is. Look at that. Carol, the newest of new. She's like a little tiny 9 ounce or 9 pound, 6 ounce little baby Carol. Sorry. Very good. And there we go. Good. Yeah, she's just so cute. All right. So that's great. Welcome all new coaches and toddlers. That's great. And even if you're like just a elementary kid or even a teenager, that's all good. We still love you. All right. Here is I've got a friend, and Tyler, you there, buddy? Tyler. All right. Can you unmute yourself, my friend?
Oh, yep. Unmuted.
Awesome. So this week's a quote to grow on comes from Mr. Tyler Melkert. And so Tyler, bam, take it away.
All right, team. So the quote that I have for this week is, reduce your plan to writing. The moment you complete this, you'll have definitely given concrete form to the intangible desire. And so what this means to me is that what I used to do is I never used to write down an actual plan of action or ever even write down, any follow-ups or anything. And I've noticed that ever since I started doing that, that my action towards actually growing this business has greatly increased. A lot of times you get so many thoughts in your head, and if you don't have a plan wrote down that is desirable to you, you're not actually going to complete it. And it's going to somehow slip your mind, and it might come back to you a week later, 2 weeks later. By having that plan wrote down and something that you can actually see, what it did for me was made it so that every time I seen it and I wasn't doing it, I felt guilty for not doing it. And it's really hard to sleep at night when you have that guilt on your mind. And that's kind of what happened. For example, this past weekend, I've been trying to work on building a blog and write an ebook, and I just kept seeing it and I kept putting it off. And finally this weekend, as I kept looking at it and it was staring me in the eyes, I just decided to just get it done and get it over with. And you just feel so much better once you have that plan wrote down and a concrete action to actually take it.
Love it. And dude, that's an issue that we'll be talking about in the high performance group a little bit of, and it's the issue that's called congruence. So congruence means that you act and you do the things that you say and the things that you do line up, right? And even the things that you not maybe necessarily verbalize, but the things that you think about that you want to do as desirable goals, that you are actually taking steps towards those. And the more, or to the degree which you do take steps in that direction of lining up your actions with what you say or think, you are going to have confidence and motivation, energy, all those good things. Conversely, flip it over. You don't, and there's those projects that keep bugging you. So for you, Tyler, was your blog, or in this particularly this freemium that you're developing, it just kept staring at the face, and probably internally there was something that was just saying, see, you're not doing it, hey, you still didn't do it, and that just kind of nips at you, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it got to the point where I'd wake up and think about it, and then I'd go lay in bed and I'm like, I just have to get it done. And it was one of the key. Now I feel better. Now I can move on to another plan that I'm working on.
Yeah. And so here's the cool part about that, guys, is that as you do that, so as Tyler's done that, guess what he's done for his psyche? He said to himself, hey, I could do that. Now what can I do? Yeah. Versus the converse, which is, see, you never finish what you say you're going to do. You never finish what you say you're going to do. Can anybody relate to this? Come on now. Shout it out in the chat. Come on. More than Bryce. Yeah. Seriously. Yep. So what it is, guys, is if you ink it instead of just think it, there's a much higher percentage of you getting something done. And even if you just write it down and you tape it to your dashboard, you tape it to your computer, however you want to do it, just to give that reminder is like, I want to do this. So what I've done right now is I've got a goal of hitting 5-star in 17 days. 5-star, 17 days. Okay. Oh, there you go. You just need to put off is writing it down. Yeah. So don't do that. I've got it inked. I've got it on my board. It's staring at me in the face. And so I got to work towards it. I'm halfway there in terms of my second business center getting there. And I've got to help one of you awesome people get to Diamond as well. So good stuff there. And so Tyler, thank you, man. I think this is really great stuff. As good as, so this is Napoleon Hill, just a real famous writer of just leadership, also really as an entrepreneur. just fantastic. And his wisdom is just so great. But, you know, there is one more person also named Napoleon whose wisdom is quite a bit more. And I thought I'd share that really quickly. So nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, computer hacking skills. Girls only want boyfriends who've got great skills. So I thought I had to share another Napoleon. So in Napoleon Hill, Tyler, I had to one-up you there just a bit. Anyway, okay, yeah. Not even a sympathy, like, in the chat. Like, that was bad. Nothing? Crickets. All right, there we go. Wow. Yeah. No, it was decent. All right, so here we go. Anyway. Yeah. Very good. Oh, it's back. The chat shout out's back. Okay, here we go. We did it before. It's been a little while. Guess what it's time for, y'all? Okay, we got 30 seconds. You got to get on the floor, and you got to turn your camera on. So everybody turn your camera on if you can. If you got it, start video. All right, turn it on. We got to find a spot on the floor. So I don't know what you can do, but figure it out. Make it happen. We're going to do a side plank. I'm going to show you a side plank. Ready? Side plank. Oh. So side plank like this, you know what to do. All right? You can do it from the elbow. That's fine. Okay? And we're just going to raise the hip up for 30 seconds. Okay? Raise the hip up for 30 seconds. You guys ready? I'm going to give you all of another 10 seconds to get into place. Here we go. On your marks. Well done. Stopwatch. On your marks, get set, go. Count how many reps. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. You got to make up. 10. Oh, right there. Woo! All right, chat shout chat shout out. Oh man, it's a participatory Go Team meeting. Anybody sweating a bit from that? I am. All right, what'd you get? I know we should do the other side. We're just gonna do one. We'll be lopsided all day. What'd you get? Oh, 47. 47. You beat me last time, Tyler, on those push-ups, baby. I had to make sure it happened. Yeah, an area you currently struggle with. There we go. The old guy took you. I can start doing my Tony stuff with you, buddy. All right. 34. Nice. Oh boy, Jacob. Okay, good job, everybody. Other side, I know we would. We got to get moving though. But that was fun. So now, Stephanie, we're all completely now we're ripped on one side and just flabby on the other. It's awful. Okay, chat shout out. That was it. Want a quick reminder to you guys, starting next Monday. Some of you started a challenge today, which is great. We do have room. If you have some people and you're interested in putting them into our Fit for Life challenge, it's going to start next week. We'd love to have them be part of that. 21 days of awesome. And guys, just getting a really better handle on how to make groups engaging. Engaging groups means engage customers, which means eventually engage coaches. Just got to say, it really makes a difference. So please, if you do have people, let me know, message me. That'd be really, really great. We started today, which is great. Anybody, we just barely got started. Our high performance training. Just so you know, again, this was for Emeralds and above to be part of. And it's a 6-week thing, and we're going to do them about every 6 weeks. Okay, it's going to be sort of a perpetual, and there might be a little break, maybe a week break or so in between. But what we're going to do is just going to really equip you guys with this high performance training, and it's beyond just the basics of coaching. It's all about mindset, organization, energy, focus, all those great things that we're working on. And right now we're just kind of really helping settle people on belief. And it's really, really going to be, I think, going to be a great group. So you'll want to make it a priority to get to Emerald and also get registered for Summit, or at least get on the waiting list right now for Summit in order to be in that group in the next round. Okay? Real quick celebrations here. This is for last month. I want to celebrate some people. Success Club for July. So this is at least one life club. We've got Deb Spratt, Tammy Weissweaver, Sarah Mattingly, Jason Shu with an E, sorry there, Schubring, Bonnie Yoder, Dana Menz, and Marie Myers. Very good. As well as in a Success Club, here's our, we'll start from the bottom and then work our way up. Claire Shelley and Tyler, at least 3 lives club, and then Carrie, Stephanie, and yours truly getting that. Now, Tyler, did that change? Because I think that was what we saw. I think that's what we had for you. So maybe you were close. Good deal. Yep, that's okay. That's all right, man. Hey, man, you're at least is good progress. You're helping people. Good stuff. Congrats, everybody. Give it up. And you can even just make it happy hand. Good. All right. And now, last thing, and this is what I love seeing, guys. I saw it today with Carol, our new baby coach. And she's cute. Sorry. Carol, you're just embarrassed. But is every time we add a new coach, if you could take the extra 20 seconds out of your life and just go nuts on that person, like on there, okay? So I want, if you guys can just make that a practice. I think the Go team, I just want us to be like the welcome crew. Like when somebody comes in, is like, welcome to the family. We're so glad you're here. Great to have you part of this team. And man, that just, I think goes a long way, because like here's a new coach who's entering a world relatively, I mean, some people they might know a little bit, but more and more as we grow, guys, we're going to be pulling in leads that are from like out of nowhere relatively, and we're going to pull them into a group of people that they really don't know at all. So the more we can help them feel welcome, guys, it's really, really important. So just going to say, take that extra 20 seconds. Please type in there and let people know. And if you don't have notifications set up on the Go team, I understand if it's like too much of a distraction for you, but man, sometimes it's really good because we're not like that huge right yet. Maybe there'll come a day when there's like 100 people in this group and we're all active, that it'd be like, wow, way too many notifications. But right now, there's maybe 1 or 2 a day, 3 a day. That's not too bad. So just kind of keeping that for you. All right, tonight, very exciting. We are going to talk a little about how about using a schedule, and let's take a little peek here. Okay, so on a daily basis, okay, I got to get some stuff out of my way here. I got to move some windows so I can see this. On a daily basis, as a coach, do you sometimes feel, and if you are feeling this, please make sure you like yes in the chat. Do you ever feel like this? Coaching. What do I do next? I'm not sure what I do next. Or maybe you feel like that. Maybe you're writing a Mac. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit better taste. Yep. Or maybe pretty much I'm going to cry. I don't know. Yes, the baby. Carol, sorry, we're not saying this is you either as our baby coach. It's good. Actually, and Melissa, you're kind of a baby too. You're pretty much about 2 days older. But that's good. So we are with you. I've been there. I've done it. I felt that way. Okay. Nice. You can see me. This is what I look like. I just want you guys to know, to understand, the guys, that it is normal. And there's some days when I get up and I'm like, I don't know what today. What should I be doing? Oh man, I honestly don't know. And what I'm learning now, with this and dealing with some of the frustration of that is I'm actually problem solving. I've decided that the problem is it's not so much is there, it's not a matter of like, wow, am I going to go, I don't know, go watch TV at TV marathon for, 3 hours? Like, is that my choice? Or should I go and do my coaching business? Of course not. It's a matter of what things within coaching business are going to be the most valuable things and trying to figure out what that looks like. And so what we're going to try to do is trying to avoid this thing called chaos. So there's nothing more demoralizing long-term than chaos. Okay? Now, complete order, and if everything all, T's are crossed, I's are dotted, if there's complete order all the time, generally it means that something is not growing. Okay, so in order to create growth, there does need to be some degree of chaos. So if you're a parent, I don't know if you guys have kids, there is a degree of chaos that has to happen in order to, like, as kids are growing. That's just the nature of it, man. Like, rooms are messy. Food is messy. Diapers are all those things can be messy. In order that as they we teach them order, teach that, it changes. So my 16 and 14-year-olds now are a big difference. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. So we're going to try to help you with this by introducing you to your new bestest friend, and that is your monthly schedule. It should be a lot taller. Yeah, sorry, Liz. So a monthly schedule. Quick drink here. Hold on. Just so you know, this is like product placement. You can see. Oh, you see where I'm headed. And it's funny because I found that after I actually decided on the actual title of this, and I did watch it. So there is some of the elements. The concept is sort of the same, but she applies it a little bit differently. Brilliant video, by the way, guys. If you don't watch that, Melanie Mitro, monthly marketing plan, you're missing out on literal gold. I'm just saying, 22 minutes, so worth your life. Yes. And we need to talk about that. So, guess what? I wanted to share with you guys this. Ready? Oh, geez. What? Can you do 2 in one call? Holy moly, you totally can. That is nuts. So 2 chat shout outs in one call. Guys, this is epic. I think there is a Guinness Book something going on with that. So I'm going to ask you chat shout out. Why have a monthly schedule for your business? Why should you have a monthly versus just a daily or a weekly? Order out of chaos. Good. What else? Okay, actually do something. What else? System runs on monthly schedule. Organization, focus on plan. Yep. And Tyler's hand. Sorry if you can see. What else? Oh, there we go. Write more frequently. Very good. So let's take a look, guys. You hit kids, make your brain like scrambled eggs. I need structure. Yes, very good. Yes, kids do that. I've been there. So let's take a look. You hit most of these, which is great. Eggs, shall we? Monthly schedule. Getting us more organized. And seriously, guys, it prevents confusion. Prevents confusion for your team, prevents confusion for the people who are following you, prevents confusion for your challengers, prevents confusion for your potential challengers, maybe. It's also duplicatable. which is a thing that Melanie Mitro talked a little bit about, which is a reminder for me that a monthly schedule tends to, the structure is like, wow, we could actually duplicate the same thing, like across the life of our whole team. Yeah, we could. And as Claire mentioned, invite opportunities. So if you have a monthly schedule, you know what you're inviting potentially to, which is really, 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 really great. And then, bing, 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 last one, you can promote ahead. And I'm going to ask you to raise your hand in this confession, and I will raise my hand even before I say it. I'm raising my hand. How many of you have sent out a challenge invite, kind of like the last minute Hail Mary pass, because the challenge is supposed to start on Monday, and it's like barely time to get challenge packs ordered in time, and it's really almost the first or maybe second tops invite that you've made? Anybody done that? Where it's like, oh gosh, we got to fill this challenge. We got nobody. No, nice, Tyler. That's beautiful. Yep. And the reason being, guys, because I'm there too, is so this is the exact words I said to Jason Schubring about a week and a half ago. So what I asked him, so what do leaders do? And which is really funny because leaders do a lot of things, but in my mind, one of the key things that leaders do is that they're thinking ahead. They're anticipating. So when Steve Jobs, when he was alive, would be thinking, okay, iPod release. Okay, now we got iPhone. Oh, tablets, iPad. We don't even know what it's named, but it's going to be a tablet. But they're thinking way down the line. So they're developing things. So when then it's time to market those things, the marketing plan is way ahead of it. And there's a lot of teasers and lots of stuff that just gives people a lot of excitement. It's good stuff. Same thing with movies. You see it all the time. So for you guys and for me, the more we can know about what's coming up, the more we're going to be apt to be able to be really prepared and just going to say this, professional about our approach to marketing. If we are going to be professionals in this, right? And we're going to go from a place of just being like maybe hobbyists and amateurs. Now, granted, just gonna like disclaimer here. If you're in this just to be a hobby coach, just to make a few extra bucks, which is great. I'm glad you're on the call here. That's awesome. We should have that space. Or maybe you're even a discount coach who's just kind of kicking in and seeing what this looks like. You still can be somewhat professional in the way that you promote things, okay? And it has everything to do with timing. So if you ask people, hey, sign up, and your sign up is today, and you say, sign up by tonight, that's ridiculous to say to somebody. It's your only invite is the day, because if you have to have a challenge pack ordered for next Monday to be able to, they have to order today. They got to get it ordered by a week ahead of time. So if you this is your last invite to that, or excuse me, your first invite to that. Now I just sent out a last call. That's different because I've been promoting like a lot with this, with videos and some graphic work and things like that. So people know that I've got this Fit for Life challenge is size-based. We're doing size as kind of the feature program this time because it's on sale. Anyway, the more we can have those things ahead of time and not just doing like Tyler said, the invite, then we're going to be much better off and we're going to look more professional versus like order now quick. Okay. So be professional as we promote ahead. Okay, let's move on a little bit. And it prevents this. Let's move back to the concept of the monthly schedule. Here's the thing that I've seen so many coaches do, and so many teams follow this schedule of, hey, look, it's a new thing. Hey, check out this new thing. Hey, we should incorporate this new thing. Hey, look at that new thing. And they're doing this thing this way. Let's do this new thing. And I want to do that. Let's do this and this and this and this and this. And they're running and running and running instead of executing the actual system an actual plan that they maybe originally set out to do. Because we're spinning, man. We're just like, instead of actually plugging in and actually trying, not just for 1 month, not just for 2 months, probably for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 12 or 24 or 36 months of doing a system. Now, we can always make tweaks to the system. Trust me, guys, we need to make tweaks to the system. When something's not working, we got to try something different. But the general process of taking people through, like we just remember the slides that we showed earlier, right? Taking them through that process. I'll go to that slide real quick, just real fast as a reminder. Taking them through that process is going to give you sanity. It's going to give them clarity about where this is headed to. And then especially as you invite new coaches to do the process as well, they'll understand, oh, this is where we're at in the cycle. I get it. I know where I'm at. Versus, I have no idea what's up next week. I don't know. Should I start a challenge? I don't know. Should I? What? Okay. So we're going to back up here for just a second. And this is basically an idea. And I want to be very, very clear about these dates. This is not week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5 in a month. Okay? Technically, it's a 4-week calendar. If you guys can see A, B, C, and D, and then week A at the bottom is just a repeat of the beginning one. Okay? So essentially, and this does not have to be exactly this, and it can flex in a given month, especially if there's holidays. We need to be able to flex things a little bit here and there. So this would be a good example, okay, of so this week, So this week, if we were actually starting, this would be actually a week D week, okay? So for me, if we're starting the challenge next Monday, right? So today is the last day, if you can see week D, 21-day challenge order deadlines tonight. They got ordered tonight. So all this week, we're forming that group. We're prepping that group. We're giving them meal plans. One more question to you all who are running groups. Do you or do you not do weekly meal plans for your people in your challenges? Raise your hand if you do, please. Anybody? Weekly meal plans. If you do not, you're missing out on an opportunity to give people a good value. We stopped. Why did you stop, Claire? Do you know why you guys stopped? Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yours is a little bit different, Tyler, because your goal is a little bit different. Okay, so I would, that's good. That's a good question, or a good point. I would be shocked to say that if people actually, and this is just me in my free group, if I ask them and I'm saying, hey, if I posted like what I'm eating on a regular basis, would you guys be interested? They're like, tons of interest. Very, very, we are giving daily take. I'm not sure what that means. Clarify for me, Claire. Clarify. Claire. Intake on our own. We are giving. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, reporting is fine, but here's the deal is part of the main issue that people struggle with so much, guys, is planning out their actual meals, and that's where they struggle. Okay? Written in a notebook, people dig it. Yep. Absolutely. Huge. So planning, and this is just like, so it's the same thing, guys. Let's relate it back to food, just like these challenges things. The more you have planned, the more you can actually then anticipate things. And if you're just like, it's the day and I'm going to a la carte things, good luck, then we end up in really big trouble. But if we have a plan, And even if we don't stick to it exactly, at least it's close, okay? And it gets provided some structure, which is great, okay? Sorry, sidetrack there. I didn't mean to get that. But anyway, so 21-day challenge, we're in week D. 21-day challenge, order deadline, bam, we send that through, okay? Now let's hop back up to week A. You're going to do that. The 21-day challenge begins. And then you can start inviting, if you want, to a 6-day reset. This is just okay, and again, this is completely optional. You can follow this calendar, you cannot, doesn't matter. But at least I'm giving you something. It's just like a food plan. If you're in a challenge group, just like a food plan. You can follow my food plan or not. You don't have to. But I'm just saying, this is how I think it works to potentially do this. So 21-day challenge begins next Monday. Guess what I start doing? I start then focusing on my 6-day reset. Hey, new people. Hey, who's up, man? And guess what I start doing on an inviting week? I start posting things about like, man, like clean, had a rough weekend. Got to get back to a cleaner schedule this week. And start talking about like things like energy in, energy out. So if you put crap in, you're going to get crap out. You can do those kind of posts. Anything that kind of starts to share about the value of clean eating, and then that starts to prime the pump when you start making those invites. And then when you invite your group or you make your event or whatever, that is when people then are going, wow, yeah, I saw you posted on that. That looks pretty good. I should try that. Okay? So 6-day reset inviting, bam, we go to that. It's the next week. We're in week B. 6-day reset order deadline, same thing. It's again you need that 7 days to get it so they can make sure they get their Shakeology packets in time. Okay? And then the 6-day reset prep week, not nearly as intense as a regular challenge prep week. Bam. And then we go into week C, which is then the 6-day reset starts. And we start all over again with 21-day challenge inviting. And repeat, repeat, repeat. Anyone do the 3-day reset? Yes, Claire does on occasion. So has Stephanie on occasion. It's also a decent way, Melissa, particularly if you've got people who are really want to jumpstart their 21-day journey. It's a great way to start a 21-day. So if they get that Kickstart challenge, it's the Kickstart challenge. Pretty much, they have those challenge packs. So like, let's say you're getting size Kickstart challenge. You get size, you get Shakeology's 30 days worth, and you get this 3-day reset in addition to that. So you would do maybe the first 3 days starting that way. Yep. Good. Holidays, it's a great idea. So you may want to consider like a 3-day reset immediately following Labor Day. A lot of people do the final pig out on Labor Day. They do the final grill out or whatever. And that's a good opportunity. Or, it's a tailgate recovery. How about that? Tailgating recovery, man. That'd be a great one to, it's like you show a picture of somebody like at a tailgate just like chowing down. It's like a big old burger or something like that. It'd be a cool thing. And then here's the reset to start on the next week. So good. Does that make sense? Any questions about that real quick, guys? Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So, and the big thing is, guys, and here's another thing, just so we're going to start equipping you more and more with this. Part of what I've done with some training with Vito Lafata, if you guys saw that picture we had up in the Go Team banner just before we got a chance to see him at Summit, but is really theming well, like compelling well, not cheap. There's a lot of Beachbody coaches who just kind of cheap, non-professional sounding challenges. And I think you can sound pretty professional. We're going to actually try to equip you more with that. So like back to school, back to you is a great concept for a lot of particularly stay-at-home moms, even dads, just getting on a regular schedule, because man, summer is great, but it's chaos. And now we actually get a schedule back together, a rhythm back in life. And we didn't do all the exercising we said we're going to do over summer. We didn't ride the bike as much. Didn't go for as many walks or runs that we said we're going to do. Time to get back to school and back to you. Okay, absolutely. So very, very big, and we're trying to equip you with that. We'll even have graphics and some scripts for invites, as well as an email sequence that you can start mailing your lists. How many of you guys quickly have a list already set up on you have a list somehow, whether it's MailChimp, you can be even within your Gmail account. It's specifically your customers set up. Jason's got one. I think Claire has one. Anybody else have a list? Oh, we're going to get into lists. Jay, I think we got to get into lists, my brother. Let's talk about that. I think that's going to be a good topic that we need to, might be in next week or the week after. We'll have to talk about that. All right, so that's coming up. Very, very important stuff, especially if you're developing beyond your warm market. We'll talk about that more. And, okay, so continue. Last couple things here. So, monthly schedule. Here's some things that can be on the monthly schedule in addition to what we just showed you. 6-day clean reset, 21-day challenge. Okay, got those two. We also can have in there a coaching sneak peek, coaching webinar, Coach Rock the Basics. These things are all going to find their way onto a monthly schedule. Now, the last one is not going to be exactly monthly, okay? So it will be, that one's going to be more like every other monthly, I guess, 6 weeks, depending on, what we're going to be doing. But that we'll have to see how the demand goes for it as well, okay? As you guys are developing and progressing. And potentially high performance is something you could potentially go through twice, and it'll probably change the second time a little bit because we'll be tweaking it. All right, so those are things. Anything else that I'm missing on there? These are all potential things that we're looking at. We've done the sneak peek. We're going to make some tweaks to that. We've done webinars in the past, but we are going to really, and I love this. If those of you saw the Melanie Mitro video, I love the fact that she mentioned I work the fitness side of my business for half a month, and I work the coaching side of my business the other half of the month. That's pretty brilliant. So she like really, that's why she's a freaking top coach, man. Because she really invests in her coaches. Like full recruiting, training, full 2 weeks, beginning of the month. And then the end of the month is more of the focus for her challenges. So I thought it was pretty amazing. Okay? So once again, our process here, you can see it. We'd love to have you stick by that. We'd love to be able to train people by that. We'd love for your coaches to understand that. So if you understand it and you can explain it to somebody, then you're going to be able to ultimately run. They're going to be able to run with it too, the people they're training. And as you are training your coaches, ladies and gentlemen, you need to be training them in the language of things like, so when you take your coaches through this, so when your coaches set up this, so when your blah, 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 so you're automatically assuming that your people are going to be doing this. So Carol and Melissa, my newest coaches on this call, when I talk to you about on your GSRs, you're going to hear a lot of language. It's going to be, you'll go, oh, that's him using that language, because I'm going to say. So Melissa, when you're running your first challenge, when you get your coaches to do this, when you have your first GSR with your coach, you're going to be doing, so that kind of language, just so you know, it's part of the process. And we're going to indoctrinate ourselves and normalize this thing and beat it like a freaking dead horse, but we're going to love it. Okay? Just got to say it. All right. So I'm going to ask you real quick here. The month of August is upon us. The month of August is upon us. 28 days from now, it will end. 28 days. You have some decisions that you can make about how it's going to be. And just like what's your price again? Tyler. Just like Tyler said at the beginning of the call, if we ink it and we set those plans, and let's go back to that real quick. I love it. It's so good. I'm glad you brought this up, Tyler, because I think it's important. So reduce your plan to writing the moment. Sorry, I can't read it. You complete this. You have definitely given concrete form to the intangible desire. Okay. So inside, I've talked to a lot of you guys about this. Just going to say it, about some of the things you would like to do, some of the things that you would like to see happen, goals, things that you want to do. Okay. The more you can ink those goals, place them in places of importance, and then work towards them. Faithfully work towards them on a regular basis. Prayerfully, guys, too. So don't overwhelm yourself. Don't put 15 things on the list that you're going to do. Do one or two. I love, again, what Tyler said. I just had to get this freemium done. That was the thing I needed done. You got it done. Okay? So good stuff. Any questions, guys? Any questions before we close out? This has been a good, hopefully been a good call for you. Any questions in the yep. Who all does blogs? Raise your hand if you do a blog, guys. I do as well. Jason does. Tyler does. I know. And Bryce in progress. Okay. Cool. Amanda, I just posted in the GoTeam. Posted in GoTeam. Okay. That'd be great. So yeah, and guys, just so you know, the Go team is not, you don't have to like crazily post a ton, but absolutely, as you find stuff that's helpful, that's fine in your journey, or maybe you listen to a great national wake up call or some kind of tip or whatever, sometimes just sharing that, it solidifies it for your brain too when you do that. Okay. So when you teach, you tend to learn better. All right. Once again, guys, Bailey is following up with you. Bailey, we got to remember this. I'm not sure where you were at with this. This was a task we were supposed to hit a little bit last week. But our 10K 18 goal, if we're going to make this happen, 10,000 people by the year 2018 summit. Okay, so end of July, we are going to rock this, and we are going to make a difference in our communities. We're going to make a difference in this nation, 10,000 people. I'm undershooting, I think. I have a bigger number in mind, but we're going to stick with 10K for right now. Okay? 3 years. All of us, yeah, I know. So I think we're going to work at it. I think we can do it, guys. The Go team is going to get it done. Okay? We're going to reach 10,000 lives by Summit, July 2018. Health and wellness, and also financial health, too, as well. Okay? That's included in that. So next week, if it isn't talking about mail lists, which Jason and I may have to do a little bit of masterminding. It's going to be, I was going to talk about a little bit about the art of persuasion. Helping people coach themselves. So maybe you've been in a situation, and this is my prep. This is probably where we're going to go. Maybe you've been in a situation where you are trying to connect somebody with a challenge pack, right? You've got a challenge coming up. You're trying to connect them with that product because you know it's a good solution for them. But I tell you what, in their brain, they're like 140. No way, Jose. I don't have the money. I know what Planet Fitness costs. Costs me $10, and I can go eat some diet food from Lean Cuisine, and I suppose that's supposed to help me, right? We are going to help you to ask the right questions and get people ultimately to help themselves. Now, we're not coercing them. We're not being like using ninja mind tricks or something crazy, but we are really helping you stack the deck a bit in your favor of something that you already find great value in. Now, if you don't find great value in the Beachbody products, this isn't going to work. Just going to say, it's not going to work, because you got to have great value and belief in what you're doing. And when that happens, and you use some of the techniques we're going to talk about next week, I think you'll feel so much better. And honestly, your retention rate your conversion rate and retention rate of your customers is going to up at least 10, 20%. Easy. Okay? And it all has to do not just with asking the right questions, but honestly, how many questions you're asking. And I think it's going to be great. So you won't want to miss next week. Invite your friends, invite your brother, invite your dog, and your ferret. If you have a ferret, that would be awesome. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a great night. Any other questions for the good of the order? Very good. So next week, August 10th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. Thank you very much for listening. Anybody? Yep, we will see you. And I do hope you have a fantastic night. And we're closing it out.
Thanks, Dan.
Turn off the recording. Yeah, no problem, man. Turn off the recording because we gotta.